Strong families, better societies. A New Zealand 2008 Islamic Awareness Week launch report. Dr. Mustafa Farouk, FIANZ First Vice President and Dava Coordinator.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin.
The mission of Islam Awareness Week is to increase awareness in New Zealand of Islam and Muslim New Zealanders. Islam has been in New Zealand since 1874, and Islam Awareness Week has been observed for many of these years at Islamic centres and on campuses around New Zealand. The weeks were then locally organised by the various centres and student bodies with no central coordination. In 2004, FIANZ made the week a yearly national event, coordinated to happen in the same week throughout the country. During the week, all the mosques and Islamic centres affiliated to FIANZ are open to the New Zealand public, and various activities are held under themes that differ yearly.
I think Islam Awareness Week is an amazing initiative. For a start, it's very unusual for us as a Muslim community to be this organised. You know, for us to be able to undertake something on a national level has been fabulous. It's also really enabled us to pool resources. But it's interesting that you talk about building bridges and closing the gaps, because one of the things that Islam Awareness Week has really brought to the fore is that the gap really isn't so wide. You know, one of the first things that happened when we opened our mosque to the general public in Wellington, we were amazed at how many people came to us and said, we were just waiting for you to ask us to come in. You know, we've driven past here so many times, we've seen it as a feature of the community, yet there was never an avenue for us to approach you and ask what you do here, what type of community are you? So Islam Awareness Week in that sense has been a bringing together of the general public and our community. I guess the way forward now is to make it more of a deeper understanding. I mean, we appreciate the fact that people are going to approach us, ask us difficult questions. We appreciate the fact that people are going to come and sample our food, listen to our poetry, look at our clothing. It's an opportunity for us to show them that beyond the media images of Islam, there is a very beautiful Islamic civilization and culture that it inspires over 1.7 billion people around the globe. It is much more than the face of terrorism that you might see on the news at 6 o'clock at night.
This year's Islam Awareness Week was observed from the 4th to the 11th of August 2008. The theme of the week was Strong Families, Better Societies. The week was launched at the Wellington Islamic Centre by His Excellency the Governor-General of New Zealand, the Honourable Anand Satyanand.
It has been a great pleasure to open the Islam Awareness Week event here in Wellington. I know that there are similar events being undertaken at mosques throughout New Zealand. The idea which New Zealand promotes of diversity and understanding each other's cultures is represented very much by this week. It is one thing to be together with one's own group and one's own religious practices, but it is also a fine thing to be encouraged to share that with others. And our country is one that is increasing in its cultural and religious diversity.
This is a fantastic occasion. I think it's great to see the Islamic community opening its hearts and its doors to the people of New Zealand to tell people about Islam, to deal with their concerns and their fears and their questions, but to show the compassionate, the caring and the positive side of Islam. So I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I congratulate the Federation on this year, and wish it every success.
I'm really pleased to be here this morning. It's been an extraordinary event. It opens up not only the celebration of the week, but it also opens up the mind for greater participation and understanding. And understanding and communication is what it's all about in today's society. Whether it be in New Zealand, or whether it be in Canada, United States, it doesn't make any difference. People have to understand people, and this is one great step making that possible.
Islam Awareness Week has done marvelously well over the years. When we realized after 9/11 that people had become very becoming conscious about Islam, and then they were getting very negative sort of information from elsewhere, that we felt that there was a need for us to educate the members of the public what Islam is and what Muslims stand for, not what they hear in the media, they read in the papers and they see in television. And so over the last 3, 4, 5 years, with this mosque open days, with other things, articles coming out very positively in papers, people have become more knowledgeable about Islam and Muslims. And these days you do not hear those kinds of comments which you would hear about 4 or 5 years ago.
It's important that people should be asking and interacting with the Muslim community about the issues of concern, issues of mutual understanding, and particularly you want people to ask any hard questions that they think important, that they should know about Islam, they should know about Islamic community here in New Zealand, of whom there are about 40,000 Muslims in New Zealand. So it's a fair chunk of our people are now profess Islam, and I think it's important that we should be asking all pertinent questions about Muslims in New Zealand, and also get to know more about Islam, because by knowing better, understanding each other, we can create peace and harmony in the society.
Islam Awareness Week is one event where we share with the wider community the knowledge about Islam, and also about the Muslims, the Kiwi Muslims, their way of life, and what are we all about. And since 2004, it has been a main event, and we have made it a point that it will be one of the main events in the calendar of FIANZ.
I think Islam Awareness Week is extremely important because it's about bridge building with other communities, and I think in this time where diversity has become such an important matter, it's very important that communities engage in intercultural and interfaith dialogue. So I'm very, very supportive of this initiative indeed.
We still have to work very hard, because we cannot take for granted the racial tolerance or the racial intolerance, if I may, which is very important for a country like New Zealand, where the population is multiracial oriented country. So it is imperative, it is important that community leaders like us, we should make sure that we are vigilant against any racial tensions which might be arising and disturb the harmony among the various community in New Zealand. So I believe events like this is important for us to showcase the beauty of Islam and the softness of Islam and its followers.
So yes, it has done marvelously well, and we want to make this an annual affair for many years to come, and we hope that as we go along, there will be more information coming to the members of the public, and as a result of that, they will get more educated, more knowledgeable about our religion, about our people, about Muslims, and I think that will be good for everybody.
I would say that the present government, the government of the day, today especially, they have given us 110% support with regard to events like this, to build the strong relationship, to build bridges against the wider communities of New Zealand. And I hope that successive governments will also do this.